Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news all right. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could shake up the NFC West and send shockwaves through the entire league. Rumors are swirling that the Cleveland Browns, currently in a bit of a rebuild mode with their quarterback situation uncertain, are seriously considering trading Myles Garrett. Yes, that dominant edge rusher from Texas A&M, the guy who's been a nightmare for offensive lines since he entered the league, could be on the move, and the Seahawks are reportedly at the center of this swirling storm. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Myles Garrett to Seattle. Is that even possible? Well, stay tuned because this isn't just idle speculation. There's real fire behind these smoke signals. The Browns, sitting at a disappointing 4-10 with a cap hit around $12 million and allowing roughly 27 points per game, are eyeing a reset. Their offensive line, which has struggled mightily this season, has a PFF grade of just 57-1, showing how much work they need to do. Cleveland's front office seems to be contemplating a strategic move, trading Garrett, potentially for draft picks and a promising defensive tackle prospect, to free up cap space and focus on rebuilding their offensive line with younger players. This would be a bold move, one that echoes the aftermath of Khalil Mack's trade to the Bears back in 2018, which initially sent shockwaves through the league and eventually helped the Bears' defense become a formidable force. Now, for Seattle fans, this is a tantalizing prospect. Adding Myles Garrett to that already fierce front seven would be a game changer. Think about it, Garrett, who has been one of the most dominant pass rushers in the league, would immediately boost Seattle's pass rush, which already features talented players like Uchenna Nwasu. With Garrett, the Seahawks could see a significant uptick in pressures and sacks, transforming their defense into an almost impenetrable wall, especially in the rainy, tough NFC environment. Garrett's stats this season are nothing short of spectacular. He's recorded 12 sacks in 14 games, with 28 quarterback hits, 85 pressures, and an outstanding PFF grade of 92.7. His run-stop win rate stands at 32%, and his EPA per pressure at 0.18, numbers that rank among the best in the league. And let's not forget Garrett's complete profile. He's made 45 tackles this season, forced 2 fumbles, and missed only about 32% of tackles. His durability has been solid despite the occasional injury. He suffered an ankle injury in Week 9, but was back on the field in Week 3 to rack up 3 sacks against the Steelers. Imagine what he could do in Seattle, especially if paired with a rising star like Nwasu, who already has 8 sacks this season. A hypothetical trade could see Garrett boosting the Seahawks' sack total by 13, pushing their total well beyond their current 24. For the Seahawks, who are 10-3 and looking to make a serious playoff push, landing Garrett could be the final piece of the puzzle. Now, looking at the bigger picture, the Browns might be caving under their cap constraints and roster limitations. Garrett's cap hit is hefty, $30 million in 2026, and with their current financial situation, they might prefer to trade him now rather than risk losing him for nothing in free agency. The Browns are also trying to rebuild their offensive line, which has a PFF grade of just 57.1, signaling the need for a fresh start. Trading Garrett could be a way to reset the defense, but it also risks weakening a defensive line that's been a bright spot in Cleveland. This reminds some of the Raiders' post-Mack struggles, where losing a superstar lineman led to a decline in defensive dominance and continued mediocrity. For the Seahawks, the potential acquisition of Garrett isn't just about boosting the pass rush. It's about transforming the entire defense. With Garrett on one side and Nwasu on the other, the Seahawks could become a nightmare for quarterbacks, especially in the rainy conditions of the NFC West. Think about the impact this would have on teams like the 49ers or the Rams, who rely heavily on their passing game. Seattle's secondary, already bolstered by the presence of Tariq Woolen, would benefit immensely from the pressure Garrett would bring. Teams would have to double-team him, opening up opportunities for other players to make plays, just like how Watt's presence in Pittsburgh in 2021 forced offenses to adjust, creating chaos and generating turnovers. Looking at the bigger picture, Garrett's impact could be felt across the league. His presence alone would elevate the Seahawks' odds in the playoffs, especially in windy, playoff-style games where controlling the line of scrimmage is everything. Bookmakers already have Seattle's Super Bowl odds improving, moving from +1,200 to around +700 if they can land a player of Garrett's caliber. His ability to disrupt the pocket and pressure quarterbacks like Jared Goff or whoever the Seahawks face in the postseason could make all the difference. Remember how Von Miller's arrival with the Rams in 2021 helped elevate that team's pass rush and ultimately contributed to their Super Bowl victory. Garrett could do the same for Seattle, but on an even bigger scale. Of course, this kind of move isn't without its risks. Cleveland would need to get fair value in return, and the Seahawks would have to make room financially. But if they manage to pull it off, it could be the catalyst for a historic defensive renaissance. Myles Garrett, already with 98.5 sacks in his career, could be the cornerstone player that elevates Seattle from a good defense to an elite one, capable of taking down the top offenses in the league. His career averages, games played, nearly 100 sacks and consistent production show he's a franchise-altering player. His injury history is minimal, mostly ankle issues in a couple of games, and he's proven to be durable over the years. Now, imagine the Seahawks defense in 2025. With Garrett anchoring the edge along with Nwasu and other talented defenders, the unit could push for the best in the league. Their run defense, which allows about 130 yards per game, would tighten up, and the pressure they generate on opposing quarterbacks would skyrocket. This could be the cornerstone move to propel Seattle into deep playoff runs, possibly even pushing them to Super Bowl LXI. The betting odds already reflect this potential. If they land Garrett, their chances of winning it all could jump from +1,200 to something like +700 or better, echoing how key additions like Miller boosted the Rams' chances in 2021. Of course, all of this hinges on whether the Browns are willing to part ways, and whether Seattle is prepared to make the necessary cap moves and draft picks. But the potential payoff: an elite, game-changing defense that could dominate in the toughest conditions, and a shot at bringing another Lombardi home to the Pacific Northwest. This isn't just a rumor. It's a strategic chess move that could reshape the NFC West and change the trajectory of both teams involved. And finally, as fans of the Seahawks, you should be excited because moves like this, if they happen, are what elevate a team from good to great. The Seahawks have been building steadily, and with a splash like acquiring Myles Garrett, they could finally punch through that glass ceiling and make a real Super Bowl push. The defense, which has already been respectable, could become legendary. Think about the possibilities. A front seven that's feared by every quarterback, a secondary that's helped by relentless pressure from the edge, and a coaching staff that knows how to maximize talent. So keep your eyes peeled, Seahawks fans, because this story is far from over. Whether or not it materializes, the mere possibility of Garrett donning the Seahawks jersey and transforming their defense is enough to get us all excited. It's exactly the kind of move that could define a season or even a decade. We all love our Seahawks, and this kind of bold, strategic thinking could be what finally pushes us over the top and back into Super Bowl contention. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's see how this drama unfolds in the coming weeks. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all of this? Do you think the Seahawks should make a play for Myles Garrett? Would that move elevate this team to the next level? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news. Let's keep the passion alive and keep dreaming big, because with moves like this, who knows how far we can go? Go Seahawks.